Unfortunately, Klay Thompson, one of the greatest shooters in NBA history, seems to have found himself being hated on for reasons we will find out shortly. Let's get into why NBA fans hate Klay Thompson.
Three. Oh, yeah, baby, having fun out here.
Klay is a sore loser. Klay has been branded as one of the biggest sore losers in the league. At the end of 2015, the Warriors had set an NBA record by winning all of their first 24 games. However, they suffered a 108-95 loss at Milwaukee. The loss also ended the Warriors' 28-game regular season winning streak, a streak only bettered by the 1971-72 Lakers team. While the Warriors coach and other players like Curry and Green took some consolation in their loss, Klay had some reservations. He said about the Bucks, they could have won with more class. That statement is one that many NBA fans remember and hold against Klay, but it wasn't just that one time. In the 2016 NBA Finals, Klay also received a lot of backlash from fans after he fled his home court at the Oracle Arena without congratulating the Cavs for winning the championship. He headed straight for the dressing room and did not shake hands with any of his opponents after the Warriors made unwanted history by being the first NBA team to blow off a 3-1 lead in the finals. Some of his teammates stayed back to greet the champions, but Klay was nowhere to be found. In his defense, Thompson said that while he knew he should not have rushed off the court without congratulating his rivals, the wild scenes following the final buzzer made it hard for him to reach out to the Cleveland players, seeing that they all rushed toward their hero, LeBron James. Klay received heavy criticism from fans who felt that he didn't show his rivals the respect that they deserved. Let's remember that earlier in the game, Klay had done some trash talking to LeBron, which only seemed to fire up the superstar. In a contentious moment in Game 4, Draymond Green and LeBron had got into a scuffle. LeBron swung at Green and stepped over him while he was still on the floor. Green got pissed and charged at LeBron while using foul words on LeBron. Green's actions got him suspended for Game 5. Klay said after the Game 4, "I'm shocked some guys take it so personal. It's a man's league," he said. "I guess his feelings just got hurt. We've all been called plenty of bad words on the basketball court before. Some guys react to it differently. Did those comments have an influence on the game? Maybe." Also, Klay had already begun wearing custom-made back-to-back basketball shoes from Game 5 of the series. He obviously would have regretted such a premature decision, as he got trolled a lot for it. Just wasn't his day. Hopefully, he learns from those experiences and becomes better at handling losses.
I'm not going to comment on what Klay said because I know where it can go from this sit-in. It's so hard to take the high road.
Maybe he's also arrogant. Pistons benchwarmer Rodney McGruder became the subject of ridicule between teammates Klay and Green after he walked over to the Warriors bench to exchange words with Toscano Anderson after the Saturday night game on the last day of January 2021. It didn't end well for McGruder. He got roasted mercilessly by Klay and Green, and some players and fans were unimpressed by how far both Warriors players went. Klay defended his teammate on the mic, saying that about McGruder, "This dude might be out the league soon. He's probably mad at that, who knows? He's over here trying to start something like he's a good player." As if that were not enough, Green said, "When did Rodney McGruder become the tough guy of the team? Everybody in the league is tough these days, but I know ain't nobody scared of no Rodney McGruder. Kidding me?" Wayne Ellington had to stand up for his teammate. He said, "I'm only going to say about that situation once and then put it behind us. I think it's unfair for those guys to attack my man like that." Wayne continued, "First of all, I think it's very unprofessional and definitely not classy for somebody to attack Rodney's professional career the way it was attacked." Kevin Durant liked Wayne Ellington's post, and other players felt that Klay and Green went a little too far. Many NBA fans also shared Wayne's thoughts on Twitter, Reddit, and other social media platforms. Words are not far away from Klay's mouth most times, and that might be perceived as arrogance by some NBA fans. Klay might be chill and even goofy at times, but attacking a player's professional career, all in the name of trash talking, is always likely to hit a nerve. Many fans who previously saw him as humble and soft-spoken might have a rethink. His rather dry sense of humor doesn't help things as well. Arrogance or extreme confidence? What do you think?
Klay's figuring out what's going on over there, Klay.
Rodney McGruder.
Oh no, this dude might be out the league soon. He's probably mad about that. Who knows?
Wow, shots fired.
Perhaps Klay's too good. Let's admit it, good players often get hated on too. Almost every NBA fan knows about the amazing Splash Brothers. Klay is one half of the equation, while the other being Steph Curry. Both players play for the Golden State Warriors. In reality, Klay Thompson is everything you would want in a modern-day basketball player. Despite being 6 feet 6 inches, he does not rely on athleticism or his physical prowess. Rather, he finesses his way through games. Without asking for anything, Klay brings everything in style. The points, the screens, the defense. Klay is without a doubt a great role player and star player too. He's a deadly assassin on the court. Let's go over some of his records. The 11th overall pick in the 2011 NBA draft holds the record for most points in a quarter with 37 points against the Sacramento Kings in 2015. He has scored 60 points on 11 dribbles, 14 trays in a single game. How's that sound? Did we mention that he's a 3-time NBA champion, 5-time NBA All-Star, 2016 NBA three-point contest champion? He also holds the NBA record for most three-pointers made in a single playoff, 98, tied with Stephen Curry. He even made the NBA All-Defensive Second Team in 2019. You might not really find him blocking shots or creating steals, yet he is a strong defender with all the stamina. It's a long list of awards and records for Klay. When you are that good, there's no way you won't earn yourself a few haters. However, unlike some other players, Klay Thompson doesn't care. The former NBA players and their constant back in my day talks do not bother Klay. He doesn't care about what anyone thinks. When asked what he thought about the opinions of fans and former players, here's what he had to say. I think the hate and all that is going to come whoever it is. Thompson continued, I'm probably going to hate on the younger generation too when it's all said and done. I mean, my father still does it. He says we're soft these days, and in this day and age, but I think that's just natural. Klay respects the fact that everyone is entitled to their opinions, but really, he could care less about the negative things people say about him. When it comes to competition, even the fierce Draymond Green is scared of Thompson. Green once said, I have the reputation for being crazy and extremely competitive, but I think Klay is more competitive than me. If there's one thing I have to point out about him, it's just his competitiveness. If you go down there in the locker room on any given day, when he's rehabbing, he's out there talking crazy, and it's all just fueling from the game of basketball, from getting out there and competing. It almost seems like a win at all costs mentality. Although the best players in the league usually have some competitive drive, sometimes it might be overbearing for fans. We can't be too surprised to see fans expressing their dislike in such manners.
I don't know if I was born for it, but I definitely worked my butt off to get to this point. I mean, I guess you can say I was born for it. I guess.
Klay's back. Thompson tore the anterior cruciate ligament in his left knee against the Raptors in the 2019 playoffs. If you are familiar with ACL injuries, you would have an idea of how devastating they could be. Shortly after the injury, Thompson underwent a successful knee surgery on his torn ACL, and this made him miss the 2019-20 season. Shortly after he returned to practice in September 2020, he suffered yet another setback with his Achilles tendon injury, which he got in a pickup game in Los Angeles. Spending another year to recover, he was assigned to the Warriors G League for rehab purposes. He has since returned to training and has prepared himself for his highly anticipated comeback. Now, this is something rival fans wouldn't be too happy to witness, considering that before his injury, he was the league's leading scorer off of screens, peaking in 2018-19 with a career-best 7.3 points per game on those plays. A trivia for you. Did you know that Klay has made more money while injured than through playing? Let's go over his earnings since being drafted. In the 2011-12 season, he got a rookie contract of about $9.8 million. The following years, before his devastating injury, he earned a total of about $68.9 million on his second contract, taking his career earnings close to $78.4 million. However, in the 2+ years that he has been injured, he has earned over $84.3 million. Klay was out for 31 months, and in that time, he made more money than he had made in his entire career. Crazy stuff. More haters for you, Klay. Besides, some NBA fans are already getting tired of seeing the Warriors win so often, and rival fans would certainly not appreciate Klay's return to an already very strong team.
He's still
no, Ernie. Let me tell you
the look
something.
on his face.
Yeah,
I mean, he is so
like his first
glad to
interview.
be back.
It looked like his first interview.
No, but Shaq and Kenny can pick it back. Ain't nothing worse than being hurt.
Hate him or not. Klay Thompson remains one of the best shooters the league has ever seen. Hate him or not, his stats are pretty impressive. He is currently averaging 7.0 three-point attempts per game and converting them at a 41.9% clip. Despite not playing a single NBA game in over 2 years, Thompson already ranks 21st all-time in three-pointers. He's also currently 13th in career three-point percentage. He also has his defensive prowess, which is often underrated. Klay is a very much active player off ball, and sometimes it's just hard to take your eyes off him. Let's not forget that Thompson Thompson is still 31 years old, and he has plenty of time left to prove his haters wrong or even convert some of the haters to his fans. We can expect a lot from him in the near future. The dude has a lot of potential and could go on to become one of the best players in the league if he remains healthy and doesn't have more injury-plagued seasons.